So 2 months into this water, I said, Mom and Dad, I know you want to own Beaver Bar, take your legacy from you. That's not my mission. That's not my passion. I'm going to help people, and I'm going to do it one glass of water at a time. So I spent 10 years building the Kangen water business all around the world, traveling, speaking. I'm an author. I've been on CNN, NBC, Fox News with Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And then what happened was October of last year hit. I got an email from Enagic, the company, that says, Amanda, we need you to cease and desist your YouTube channel, your Facebook, your Instagram, and your website. And I built my whole brand online. So for someone to say, take everything off, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not gonna do that. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. They said, well, you're suspended until you do. So 30 days later, I said, you know what? I better do something because I have no sales coming in. I'm building this water store and I can't promote the water. So I started back up. And when you can't talk about the product you're trying to sell, it makes it very challenging. Wouldn't you agree? So I started talking about yoga on my YouTube channel, started talking about all these other things, but yet the sales weren't there. So I had to sit down with myself. And how many of you know the law of attraction? Heard of that? You can only attract what you're in harmony with. And I sat there and I kept thinking about an opportunity. I said, there's got to be something better out there. There's got to be something that will help with whatever I'm going forward with that will be that company. So through the law of attraction, I was put together with Dr. Paul Baratero. So this gentleman, like Mario was saying, is the founder of Synergy Science. I had no idea this company existed because how they sold this product was not multi-level marketing like Enagic was. It was big symposiums of chiropractors, doctors, and healthcare practitioners. Dr. Paul would go there and talk about how this is going to help patients. And so when I met Dr. Paul over the Zoom, he's been looking for me and I've been looking for him. He said, we've been wanting to brand this company into the consumer market base. And we feel that you would be the perfect person for this. He'd already done his research on me. So I flew to Utah 3 separate times. My parents even went to Utah to make sure I was making the right decision. So after a month of deciding, going over there 3 times, learning about this new technology that I'd never heard about, I was all in. Even Natalie, she came there with me. She said, yes. So after that, it's history. We've been doing this now since February, March. And Dr. Paul was just here. There's a lot of things that when I was in Enagic, a lot of stories sell, facts tell. You heard that? So a lot of the stories that I had led to believe were true, I started hearing more information that was not scientifically backed. So tonight I'm going to go through a couple of those little things. You might be shocked like I was too, but this company is scientifically backed by almost 1,200 studies. It's the only company in the world that's certified to make hydrogen by the ISHA, the International Standard of Hydrogen. So you know with certainty that you're getting hydrogen gas when you drink out of this water device. So with that being said, I'd like to get started with the presentation. So that's how we got here. Okay, so here is the company. We are located in Utah. How many of you have been to Utah? Park City? Yeah, so we're taking another trip. Those of you that want to go there, at the end of next month, there's a 250 person area that we can go and do seminars there. So we're going to go there for probably about 3 days. But this is 22,000 square feet. That's the building. And this company has been around since 2010. So it's definitely not new. It's been tested, it's been tried in the marketplace. And we have other products, not just hydrogen water, and I'm going to get into some of those other products as well. Okay, next, there's Dr. Paul. So look at this. He has been he's a pioneer and leader in hydrogen water since 2009. He's a speaker, a co-author, and has been featured on television, radio, and documentaries. The Truth About Cancer. How many of you heard that documentary? He's been on there several times talking about this hydrogen water. In 2021, Synergy Science, Inc. was awarded 839 in Inc. 5,000 fastest growing privately held companies in the United States. So that is something to be proud of. And who am I? Can I talk to you a little bit about who I am? I think you know by now. All right, so this is us down there when I met him for the first time, and I was like, wow, this guy's a gem. Just a gentleman. Okay, we're going to be talking about oxidation. So there's one thing that the doctors, the scientists, the community is not telling us about our health. What do you think that one thing is that all disease is linked to? Anybody knows? Oxidative stress. So in our environment, we have toxins. You've heard of the pollution. You've heard of herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, chemicals. So there's toxins that cause oxidation. So oxidational stress is linked to every single disease process, and that creates inflammation. There's your bursitis, your tendinitis, your colitis, your arthritis. Any itis is inflammation. So you can get oxidative stress 3 ways. Our environment, our own thoughts. When you're thinking about something negative, what do you think next? Something negative. And then pretty soon something negative, and pretty soon you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Or oh my gosh, I don't have any money because I lost my job and I have to sell my house, and oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And that puts your body in a state of cortisol, that's stress. Cortisol and adrenaline. Those hormones are very oxidative that cause lots of inflammation, and they get stored in your body. So if you're susceptible to cortisol because you're creating lots of thoughts that are negative and it gets stored in your back, you're going to have back pain. If it's stored in your shoulder, you're going to have shoulder pain. So that's the thoughts. Then we have our traumas. Driving your car, you get hit by something, and now you have a trauma. So those are the 3 ways that we can get oxidational stress. So the reason I developed AmandaBobbett.com is to teach people that if we know the one thing is linked to everything, then we just got to help our body balance itself. And the body can do what it's meant to do, which is heal. So that's why we have all these different therapies. We'll be going through them. But how much of our body is water? Yeah, 75 to 90% water. So do you think it makes a difference what kind of water we put in it? Unequivocally, yes. So that's what we're talking about, is water. Okay, so toxins and free radicals, where are they coming from? Pesticides, we just talked about that. Risks with pesticides, they are endocrine disrupting chemicals. That means they mimic hormones. We'll get in a little bit here in a second, talk more about that. Heavy metals, chloroform, dioxins. Major sources are air, drinking water, and food that contain chloroform. Chlorine. How many of you know that our tap water has chlorine? It's mandated to have chlorine. It has to have it. It's supposed to kill the bacteria. Guess what our gut has? Bacteria. So if we're drinking chlorinated water and our immune system is our gut, and that chlorine is killing the bacteria, what do you think our immune system is going to be like? Not good. It's killing all the bacteria that keep your immune system strong. Cigarette smoking. Okay, now we have the solution. So the problem is what? Oxidational stress coming from where? Our thoughts, scary thoughts, negative emotions, cortisol. Coming from our environment, get in a car accident, now you have a trauma. Or the chemicals that we're exposed to. So now that we know the problem, the solution is antioxidants. What does anti mean? Against. Oxidation is rust. So when you cut open an apple, per se, do I have one here? You can see it? No, I guess I don't have it. Okay. So when you cut open an apple, what happens to the apple? Yes. So that's oxidation. So if you were to put this water in that apple, it doesn't get brown for 4 hours because it protects it. So oxidation creates inflammation, and that's browning the apple. That's toxins. Whereas anti means against oxidation. Got it? Okay. So where do these antioxidants come from? Your body makes them. Your body makes glutathione, which is an antioxidant. Your body makes hydrogen gas, which is an antioxidant. You can also get them from vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, and fruits and vegetables. So their job is to fight the toxins and the free radicals that cause oxidation. Are you following me so far? Okay, fantastic. So there's a problem. Now, what's the problem with food-based antioxidants? There's a little secret that the scientists don't tell us, or the doctors. There's a downfall to antioxidants. When you're eating a blueberry, or when you're eating vitamin C, anything that you eat, you have to digest. So the blueberry comes in your body, you eat the blueberry, and then there's a waste. It's just like a fish. You feed the fish, and then what happens after that? That's your cell. Pretend like your body's a fish bowl, and inside are those cells with the fish. You consume the blueberry, out pops a waste product. right? It's true, okay? So your cells have waste, just like the fish. And then guess what happens if we have all that waste accumulating up in our body? It's more toxins, more free radicals. So anything you eat becomes a free radical itself. It's slowing down the process, but it still becomes one. Water, we don't digest. We absorb it. So when you drink this water, there's no digestive process in play. So it literally stops and helps to reverse the whole cycle of oxidation. Isn't that powerful? So this is the most powerful thing that you can do for your health every day, because we all drink water. It's almost all of our body is water. Okay, and then also certain vitamins like E and vitamin A, if you were to take large doses of that vitamin, what would happen? You get sick. There's been studies, clinical studies with vitamin A and vitamin E with lung cancer. They stopped the studies because patients were getting toxic in those vitamins before getting better. So if you were to consume too much hydrogen, guess what happens? You breathe it out. That's it. It doesn't affect you. So hydrogen in your gut. So hydrogen gas is what we're talking about. Hydrogen is the smallest antioxidant, and your body makes hydrogen. So when you eat food, like fruits and vegetables, your body breaks it down and makes hydrogen as an antioxidant. So how many of you, raise your hands, eat 28 grams to 36 grams of fiber a day? How many of you do that? That would be those 4 plates of spinach. I added it up, and that was 36 grams of fiber. That was how much that is. What about all those bananas? That was 36 grams of fiber. So the Mayo Clinic says that we should have, as a woman, about 28, and if you're a man, about 36 grams of fiber a day. So the body breaks it down, makes hydrogen gas, and that's why you do. It's good for you. It actually is. So that's the hydrogen. So your body uses that hydrogen as an antioxidant to slow down aging and oxidation. Is that making sense? So what happens when we're not eating adequate amounts of fiber? We're deficient. We might not do, but we're deficient, right? We might not go to the bathroom correctly, but our gut makes hydrogen. So it's the smallest antioxidant. You see that vitamin E is here, glutathione, your body makes that. And actually, hydrogen helps your body make more of its own natural antioxidants, which is great. But there's hydrogen right there. It's the smallest. So it goes through everything, even right through your blood-brain barrier into your brain, helps the brain conduct electricity. Now we're going to talk about it being a selective antioxidant. Now, this is kind of science-based. You don't have to remember everything. But what this means is this. When you don't eat food, where does your body get this energy? Exactly. So that's oxidation. It breaks something down, so you're consuming the fat as energy. That's oxidation. That is actually good for you. Because if you didn't break down the fat for energy, what would happen? You would be starving and your body wouldn't go. So hydrogen knows that's a process you have to have. You've got to have the breakdown of fat. And then it says, I'm not going to interfere there. However, there's the pesticides over there and the herbicides and the cigarette smoke and the alcohol that you had and the sugar that you had. I'm going to go after those free radicals. So it's selectively saying yes or no. So that's what it means by selective antioxidant. Now, this is in 2009. That's when the study started coming out. So when I started the Kangen water in 2012, there was literally maybe 30 or 40 studies on hydrogen. And everybody, including myself, believed it was all about alkaline water. You probably heard of the Sentia 9.5. Anyone have seen this? Some of you? Yeah. So when this started coming out in like 2014, I believe it started coming out because we were out there promoting so much alkaline. It's really good for you. It's fighting all these free radicals. Well, now we know it's not the alkaline. After almost 1,200 studies later, it's nothing to do with the alkaline. It's the hydrogen that's in there. So we tested for this. So this is a study right here. It came out. It's therapeutic antioxidant by selectively stimulating the oxygen radicals. Okay, then we're going to talk about cell signaling. So let's put it this way. I'm trying to draw up. Imagine you are the owner of a company and you have 200 employees and managers. Hydrogen tells the managers and the employees what to do. Over 200 different reactions in the body, hydrogen has to be present. So if the owner and the managers never showed up to work, what would the employees do? Well, wouldn't know what to do, right? They would be like lost in their sauce. So if hydrogen's not present, then those other things don't happen in your body. So you have to have hydrogen. Your body makes it. So that's what it means when cell signaling. It signals cells to do other things. Are you following me still? Okay, you're a very good audience. I love this. Okay, next thing. Here is the benefits of hydrogen. It's the most powerful selective antioxidant, fights free radicals, neuroprotective. That means it protects your brain from oxidation. How many of you have heard of sometimers? Sometimes you're here and sometimes you're not. That's sometimers. And then right before, so sometimers, then it happens Alzheimer's. So if you start forgetting things, it's your brain not being coherent. You don't have cognitive function. Hydrogen is known to go right to the brain and help your brain function. We'll get into that in a minute. But it protects your brain from oxidation. So if you get anything from this today, how many of you want to get old and lose your memory? None of us. So that hydrogen is going to go in there. It's going to help you lower the inflammation, help the oxidation process, and protect. It's non-toxic. So there's 3 different ways that you can consume hydrogen. You can breathe it in a gas form. So back there, we have an inhalation machine that's 66% hydrogen gas and 33% oxygen. How I got that is I did some research and I found that hospitals in Japan were using this technology for people with COVID-19. Lung issues, can't breathe. They'd go to the hospitals. I've seen videos of people in there not breathing, and then after the 66% hydrogen, they're breathing again. And they're like, oh, I love this. This is making me feel so good. I got that exact same machine right here. It's over there in the hospitals. So we have it that way. You can breathe it, you can drink it, and you can soak in it. So we have a new product here that I just got in yesterday that you put in the bathtub. So your skin will absorb hydrogen. So those of you that have inflammation, maybe you have gout or you have arthritis or you have back pain, neck pain, whatever kind of pain, soak in the hydrogen tabs in your bathtub. Or you can even put the hydrogen water in your bathtub too. So that will help your body with inflammation and pain. Okay, and then it improves fat and glucose metabolism. I know Mario said he's lost 22 pounds, right, Mario? I know, Tim, how much have you lost?
27.
27 pounds. Because if your body is regulating the insulin more effectively and the fats more effectively, you're going to notice a shift in your weight. Cool, isn't it? Stimulates ghrelin production. We'll talk about that in a minute. And improves energy production and storage in the body. Who wants more energy? Without energy drinks and coffee all day. When you eat food, your body breaks it down the Krebs cycle and makes energy. And it uses hydrogen to do that. So when you drink the water, it's a straight source of energy with no calories. So if you feel low on energy, you just go right over to the machine, start to drink the water, your body uses that as energy. So most everybody notices more energy. Okay, ghrelin. Let's talk a minute about ghrelin. How many of you have heard of the hunger hormone ghrelin? When you get hungry, your body secretes ghrelin. It's not making you hungry, it's just a hunger hormone. As soon as ghrelin is produced, it goes right to your brain and it stimulates the brainstem to activate the hippocampus and hypothalamus. So now your brain is alert and awake and you're focused. So that's one thing ghrelin does. Now, after that process, it makes a hormone called growth hormone. How many of you have heard of that? A little bit. It's anti-aging hormone. So those bodybuilders out there, like, I need more growth hormone, they'll actually inject growth hormone. It reduces body fat and makes you anti-age. Also helps inflammation and pain. Then from that hormone, testosterone is secreted. So ghrelin secretes a lot of other things, and hydrogen helps your body make more ghrelin. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to test these different liquids for hydrogen. So before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about bottled water. I used to drink bottled water all the time. How many of you did that too? Or maybe still even do? Or know somebody that does? Let's talk about the cost breakdown for a minute. How much do you think the average person spends drinking bottled water? A day, just a day. Any idea? $5 probably. In order to get adequate amounts of water, you want to drink at least a half an ounce per pound of body weight per day, minimum. So if you weighed 128 pounds, you divide your weight in half. That would be half a gallon. So based on that number, if you're drinking Dasani water, you're looking at about $5 per day to just be hydrated. 30 days in a month, we have $150 in bottled water for one person. How long are we going to drink water for? We're going to drink it forever. So in 1 year, you're spending $1,800 in bottled water. Over 30 years, you're spending about $54,000 in bottled water for one person. Imagine if a family of 4. So what do we know about bottled water? It's expensive. What else do we know? How many of you recycle in here? 23% of the population recycles, but the recycling is causing the issues. Because China used to buy our plastic and we used to recycle it. But it got so expensive to recycle the plastic, it was cheaper to make new plastic. So now this plastic's not getting recycled. So it's showing up in landfills, it's going back into our ocean. There is now the state of Texas, 3 of them, floating in the Pacific Ocean, deep, 3 feet deep. And the fish are eating the plastic thinking it's food. And then we're eating the fish. It's just going back into the cycle. I think it was year 2050 or 2050, I think it was. If we don't slow this down, there's gonna be more plastic than fish in our oceans. And that's scary. So every time we buy bottled water, we're saying, yes, please put more bottled water in the shop. And we're basically polluting our own environment. Plastic is also a chemical. It's estrogen to the body. We're going over a lot of stuff tonight, but what is estrogen to the body? It's a growth hormone. Not in a good way, because it stimulates breast cancer cells. 75% of men and women that have breast cancer have too much estrogen. So estrogen goes to the breast cancer cells and it says, hey, I want you to grow really fast like you're on speed. And now you're drinking the plastic bottled water, which is an estrogen mimicking compound. It's going right to the cells and it's saying multiply and divide faster and faster and faster. Pretty soon you have it going all over your body, fed by estrogen. So when water is a solvent and scavenger, it sits in plastic. This type, this is really bad. It's number 1, and it leaches all the contaminants in, and then you're drinking it. And the average shelf life is how long in water? It can be anywhere from a month. If you're getting it from Fiji, it's got to come over on a boat, and then it got to sit at Costco for a long time, and it might be a year or 2 before you even get it. Okay, so we're going to check the Dasani water here. I call this dishonest water. This one's banned in certain areas like Europe. In 2000, I think it was 4, they got the worst product of the year award for putting tap water in the bottles, repackaging it, and selling it back to the public. Then it has ingredients in this water. The first ingredient is magnesium sulfate, followed by potassium chloride. Those are things that make you thirsty.
Is that on the bottom?
Yeah, those are 2 ingredients that make you thirsty. Of course. So they're like, yes, we got to increase the bottom line. We got to get people to drink more of our products. We're making them more thirsty. Then we have the Propel, which we know is full of artificial sweeteners. Oh, this is one of my favorites. How many of you have heard of baking soda? Look at this. Essentia. It's purified water by reverse osmosis and sodium bicarbonate. That's baking soda. So they're taking tap water and they're filtering it, and they're adding baking soda to it. So you can do the same thing if you want. You just go to the tap, you filter it, you put baking soda in, you can have essentially 9.5. So we're going to test that. And then this one was like on sale today for almost $2. I was like, woohoo, I got a good deal. And then we have our hydrogen water here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little, this is hydrogen blue drops. So this is indicating if there's hydrogen or not. There's a scientific way to do this. I'm not going to get too technical because it's going to take too long. I'm just going to see if there's hydrogen present so you can get an idea. So if it's blue and it stays blue, that means there's no hydrogen. You can see over here, no hydrogen. Then, of course, we're not going to notice it here. No hydrogen, blue. And now you'd think this one would have it, right? But alkaline water is not hydrogen water. Okay? And then we have over here hydrogen water. And notice how it would clear. So you could probably do about 15 to 20 drops from here, just keep consuming it. So that's what it means when it means hydrogen. So there's hydrogen present, and that's drops that show that the hydrogen is there. And it's certified to do that. Any questions so far? Doing good? Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is how many of you take antibiotics? Wait a minute, why are no one's raising their hand? How many of you take antibiotics? Anti means what? Against. Biotic is life. Anti-life. Antibiotics. Are you eating chicken? Steak? Hamburger? Fish? Some of them? You're taking antibiotics. You're killing life. And now it goes in our body, and we're talking about our gut, right? So let's talk a little bit more about our gut. Gut health. 70% of your immune system is linked to gut health. So if you're running around, you have allergies, you have a cold, you're getting sick all the time, you got a runny nose, guess what that means? Your good gut bacteria are out of balance. So we're going to keep this simple, okay? Because we're going through a lot of information. You have two types of bacteria in your gut, good and bad. Clear? Good and bad. So the bad bacteria love sugar. They love stress. They love toxins. That's the bad bacteria. The good ones love hydrogen. You have bacteria that are called hydrogen trophs. That's all they do is they consume hydrogen. They love fruits and vegetables. They love fiber. So if we're craving sugar all the time, what is that indicating to you? Bad bacteria are hungry. They're like, guys, give me some more sugar. I'm hungry. And then you're eating all the sugar. It's feeding the bad bacteria, and our immune system is way compromised. So once you switch the polarity of the gut to a negative environment, which we're going to discuss here in a second, it switches the bacteria to be a healthy bacteria. So now you're consuming the water, and it's giving food to the good gut bacteria. So it changes the polarity of your gut to a negative environment as opposed to a positive environment. We'll get in that in a second. Does that make sense? So if you're craving sugar and sweets and you have stress and all these other things, too much bad bacteria. Your brain and your gut also talk to each other. So if your brain stimulates different things like serotonin and dopamine, your gut stimulates and your brain absorbs the hormones, and you don't have the good bacteria and you're depressed all the time, that could indicate that you don't have the right bacteria because you're not making the right hormones for your brain to absorb the chemicals. So then you're depressed. So this also helps increase mood. Okay, so good bacteria and bad bacteria. Okay, so if you know someone's always sick all the time, what does that mean? They have too much bad bacteria. Okay, or if they're eating sugar all the time. So here are some things that destroy our gut health. We have anti-inflammatory medications. You're in pain, you pop a pill. Now, for those of you that are online and also here, we're going to be giving away some of the Ukon tea here. So this is an anti-inflammatory in a tea form. So how many of you would love to get rid of some inflammation pain? Here you are. Those of you that are online, go ahead and comment below, and we'll make sure we got 2 left, so we'll pick one of you tomorrow, and we'll let you know in the story who it is. So make sure to comment below whatever you like best, and we'll get you some Ukon. It's a $90 value that you just received there. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so anti-inflammatory medications, you can take Ukon there, and that's going to help a lot with that. Birth control pills. Another thing that destroys gut health. Stress destroys gut health. High sugar diet, lack of fiber, consuming gluten, treat it with Roundup. Coffee, I do like coffee. Processed vegetable oils, margarines, artificial sweeteners. That's why I developed our own sweetener back there. If you've ever tried it, it's called Amazingly Sweet, and it's natural, and I love it. So if you haven't had a chance, definitely try it. And taking antibiotics. Okay, so this is what we do to create a good environment. We eat lots of fruits and vegetables, beans, fruits, and nuts. And then fermented foods. All of you probably heard of kombucha. I love kombucha. It's one of my favorites. That will help with that. Prebiotics. So prebiotic. Pre means what? Before. Probiotic is life. So feeding life. So you've heard of probiotics? So prebiotics feed the probiotics. So it's food for the probiotics that keep your immune system in check. So you want prebiotics, you want probiotics, you want plant-based diet. That's hemp, pea, rice, proteins, things like that. You want to consume electrically charged hydrogen water. So there's two different things as we're making here. We're making hydrogen and we're making a negative charge to change the polarity of the gut. So in order to get the right process, our body likes, the stomach likes about a negative 300 to negative 450 is ideal or more. So what we're going to do next is we're going to check these different liquids for the polarity of the gut with an ORP meter, which has been around for a long time. It was developed for fish tanks to check the environment of the water for the fish. Okay, so can you see this here? Okay, so I'm gonna stand here. So if we know the positive bacteria that we don't want in our body, the bad guys like a positive charge. So what does that say?
138, 143.
138, 143, positive. Now we have the propel, so the more positive, the worse it's gonna be for our body. Okay. Now we have, you would think with this Essentia would be good for us, right? We're paying for it, a lot of it. 139, right? And then we have our hydrogen water. So what do we have there?
-490, 485.
Minus 490, minus 490. So that's going in, it's feeding the good gut bacteria as opposed to the bad bacteria. Make sense? Okay. So that, we do have these for sale. Those of you who are like, where do I get the ORP meter? We do have them at amandabobbett.com. Okay, so there's negative 300, negative 450. Okay, how is it produced? I'm not going to get into that too much. There's videos online that show you how this water is produced inside the machine. There's electrodes inside. Now, in some of the machines, like the H2, I'll discuss in a minute, the water does not come in contact with the cathode. So no minerals build up in the machine, so you don't have to clean the machine. But there's a video, and we'll play it at some point, but not today. One thing I really love about this company is that it's backed by science, like we talked about. So you can go to hydrogenstudies.com, and Dr. Paul owns this website, and you can type in cancer, arthritis, diabetes, fibromyalgia, acid reflux, and it's going to come up with 111 studies on cancer alone, on how hydrogen is effective. Now, can we guarantee a result? That would be inappropriate. We can never guarantee someone a result because they were not in the study. But we can say that here's what hydrogen does, and this machine makes hydrogen because it's certified to make hydrogen. But you weren't in the study, so there's no guarantees. Make sense? So hydrogenstudies.com, if you got a skeptical person, they're like, how is hydrogen going to help me? Go here and you'll find the result. We have lots of studies here. I'll just pull up one on diabetes. I mean, I'm not going to read it, but it's very powerful. Cancer, colon cancer. Now this, I want to talk a little bit about this. It's very powerful. You have 23 feet from here to here. So when you consume food, it has to go down 23 feet before it gets out of your body. When I was around 23 years old, I had my first colonoscopy. And the reason I did that is because it'd be a week and a half before I go to the bathroom. I'd have a bunch of gut pain, bloating, back pain. And when I did go to the bathroom, there'd be blood on my stool. And I was like, what is going on? So I went to the doctor thinking maybe I had colon cancer. Because, you know, you research the internet, and pretty soon I diagnosed myself with colon cancer. I'm like, I got to go in and get something done. So they go in there after 2 gallons of that liquid they make you drink 2 days later. And it's terrible. I'm telling you, 23 years old, I'm in there getting this done. And I come out and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what do I have? What do I have? And he's like, you're constipated. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, you need stool softeners. I was like, oh, okay, I need stool softeners. Like, that was it. And here's stool softeners. I'm like, what about like fiber in my diet, like water? Like, nobody tells you that. They just have your, this is the pill for you. So that's one of the first things I noticed when I drank the water is its ability to flush that out of your system. The solution to pollution is dilution. You got to get it in to get it out. So what happens if you don't go to the bathroom every day? You should be going about twice a day, by the way. No one wants to talk about this, by the way. It's not a fun topic, but it's important because if you don't go to the bathroom once or twice a day, you have yeast, you have bacteria, and you have funguses that are living in your gut. And how do they survive? They need food and they need water. So if you're not going to the bathroom every day, they're happy in there because they're consuming all the food that they want. And now they're consuming the food, and then what happens in their body? Their little body's going to have a little waste that goes behind that, right? And now you have these yeast that are growing out of control in your system. And then you start developing acid reflux, and you're like, golly, I don't know what's going on with my stomach. I got all this inflammation in there. It's all due to these yeast and bacteria and parasites that are living in your gut. So one of the first things you notice when you drink the hydrogen water is your ability to release all the waste. Now your body can absorb nutrients, not toxins. It's very beneficial for you. So this study that they did was on cancer of the colon. And it was a drug company that did the study, and they wanted to see how hydrogen and their drug called 5-FU would do together. And they put it in there, and it says 100% of the cancer patients had no cancer. 100%. And what that study showed is there is a process that cancer cells don't typically go through. And that is called apoptosis. There's a test at the end of this, and you can't leave that door here until you know that answer. Apoptosis, okay? That means cancer cell death. So normally your cells will go through apoptosis if it's not healthy. It's going to kill itself. It's like, oh, you're not healthy, get out of here. Cancer cells don't do that. They don't go through that process. So now they're just flourishing. There's nothing telling them what to do. Hydrogen and this drug said, apoptosis, what are you doing over here? You got to kill. Done. That's what it showed in that study. It's very cool.
And the very last line, what was the last
Inhibits,
word?
particularly in combination with 5 for
What is that?
that's the drug, 5-FU.
Oh, that's it.
That's the drug. Yeah. So I'm not sure how to say it appropriately. So we just call it 5-FU. It's easier that way. But I'm sure that drug does not make you feel good. Okay, so this is the study I really want to show you because this is the only company with this. So when I was doing the Kangen water, we could never claim we made hydrogen because we weren't certified to make the hydrogen. This is the only company that's certified. And the reason the Kangen water couldn't say that is because you got to clean it all the time. Because if you're not cleaning it every 2 weeks, the calcium will build up on the electrodes. And how this process works is the water has to pass the platinum in order to make the hydrogen in one of the machines. So if you're building up with calcium, you can't make the hydrogen because it's coated on the electrodes. So this has a patented process inside. There's 2 different processes here. This one switches the polarity of the plates. So you never have to clean. It's always making hydrogen. It's really cool. This one over here, the chamber, the cathode, it never even touches the water. So there's no buildup ever. With the Kangen water, we always used to get the jugs and with like the white film around it. And we're like, oh, here's some water. And it's like, well, what are those things floating in there? You're like, oh, it's just calcium. Never worry about that again. So it's certified to make 1.5 to 1.88 parts per million. And the therapeutic dose is usually about 0.5. So we triple that in this machine. And you can't get too much, you just breathe it out. All right, then along comes this aspect, frequency medicine. That's what it's called. How many of you know what frequencies are? Okay, imagine this. Your cell phone is on a frequency. If I was to call Valerie right now, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick the phone. How is it communicating with her? Through a frequency. Your radio station, you're gonna turn it on. How is it getting to that station? What's it connected to? A frequency. Our bodies are on a frequency. It's the law of vibration. Everything vibrates, everything's on a frequency. Your thoughts are on a frequency. Your organs are on a certain frequency. Your eyes are certain, your tongue, everything's on a frequency. So if you have diabetic issues, that's the pancreas. So there's frequencies in the pancreas that need to be at a certain level in order to be healthy. So with this machine, we can tune in the frequency and we can send frequencies to that area of the body. So if you wake up in the morning, you've got a gut issue, you go on the frequency of the gut. It can help bring up the frequency of that organ. You're putting frequency, you're putting energy into it. And you can communicate with your machine with your phone. You just change the different program. Isn't that cool? So the machine we have in the back, the vibration machine, is all on frequency. There's 700 different frequencies. Diabetes, all different things in there. So these machines have similar technology called quantum entanglement. So there's no EMFs. electromagnetic fields. That's more toxins that were around. So that alone was like mind-boggling for me. Okay, we talked about bottled water, the downfalls of it. Tap water. Okay, so tap water. That's bad stuff, right? But, you know, I was just called the health department the other day, and I was on hold, and they said, our water has been tested, and it's really great water. And I'm sitting there thinking, you're testing for how many of the contaminants that are in there? There's 91 contaminants they're checking for, but yet there's over 60,000 chemicals in our tap water. So yeah, we have healthy water because we're only showing you 91, but yet there's over 60,000 chemicals in there. You're going to the bathroom and you're taking pills like Viagra or birth control or pain medications or hard drugs and alcohol. You're going to the bathroom, and then where does that water go? It goes back to our drinking water. So if we're consuming all these toxins and there's pesticides, it's all rolling together, and now all those contaminants together, that has another component to it. And they're like, yeah, there's 60,000 known chemicals, but we're checking for 91. It's safe water. And they bleach our water too to make you look, oh, look so brilliant, look so clean. Can you believe that? So tap water is regulated by the EPA. Bottled water is regulated by the FDA. And I believe that bottled water is probably worse than tap water, because the Food and Drug Administration doesn't even do 91 they're checking for. But it's scary. If you know all the things in your water, like waterborne illnesses, you have cryptodistributing, you have giardia. Those are two very horrible little critters. So imagine this, okay? You've heard of chlorine. We're going to check it in a minute. Chlorine kills the bacteria. That's why it's in our tap water. You've smelt it before, you're showering in it. Chlorine is oxidative, it kills, that's what it does. So these little bacteria, those two that I just suggested, Cryptosporidium giardia, they are resistant to chlorine. They protect themselves with the shell around the outside. And so all the chlorine goes in there, but they're still alive. They're activated by your stomach acid. So you drink them in the chlorinated water, which kills all the bacteria, the good stuff, and now they open themselves up. And they attach your lining of your arterial walls, and they consume your nutrients. And now you get waterborne illness. And you don't even know what it is. You're throwing up, you're going to the bathroom, you have diarrhea, and you have a headache, and you have neck pain. That's the most common symptoms of that. So what I want you to do is, if you really want to know what's in your tap water, you're going to want to go to the EWG, Environmental Working Group. That's a third-party organization that tests your tap water. They're going to tell you the truth. And I'll show you if I can figure it out here in a minute, but we have the Richland report. Oh my gosh. 377 times the exceeding limit for arsenic. What does arsenic do? It causes cancer. They don't check for that. There's nitrates, there's chloroforms, there's a ton of things. So EWG.org, put your zip code in there and it'll tell you the truth about your water. We got to know these. We got to let people know. It's just terrible. So here's the chlorine test. You know what? I need someone to volunteer. Mario, can you give me some chlorine, please? Or some tap water, I mean. Yeah. Okay, and so while he's doing that, I want to talk about the other waters this device makes. So not only do we make the drinking water here, the hydrogen water, we make some other waters. So this is an acidic, strong acid water that it creates. So I think there's like maybe 11 different waters, and maybe even more. I think there's 12 different waters, different levels. This potent level here is called hypochlorous acid. That kills all bacteria and germs. It kills MRSA, staph, gangrene, AIDS virus, E. coli, salmonella, COVID-19. It kills everything. With a push of a button, it makes water that kills everything. The previous company, we had to add salt in order to do that. And then you're making bleach, chlorine, and you're making hypochlorous acid. So with this one, you don't make bleach. You don't have to put salt in it. Salt is also corrosive. So one thing I learned from Dr. Paul, once you go through this process, you decide you want to have one of these machines, you get a training system from Dr. Paul that says, here is what this water is, here is how it works. But what I found out, salt's corrosive. So in the other technology, we're adding salt in, and it breaks down the electrodes. Now you have titanium potentially in your water because the salt is corroding the electrodes. Very scary. So in here, we don't have salt. That's not necessary. You make hypochlorous acid, kills everything. So sanitizing your home, to countertops, toilet sinks, wherever you want to sanitize. Then we have the beauty water. This is for your skin is slightly acidic. If our skin was alkaline, we'd wake up in the morning, we'd be molding. We don't want to mold, do we? I don't think so. So the beauty water is putting the skin at its original pH, and it tightens and tones your skin. Age spots, mold, wrinkles. It's also conditioner for your hair. You can use it on your windows as a window cleaner, or like to make things shine. So we have that one. And then we have a strong alkaline water. And the strong alkaline water is for cleaning fruits and vegetables. It's the dirt off the outside. And I also love this one because our foods oxidize. You go get some asparagus and you let it sit in your refrigerator for how long? Just a couple days, and you go to see it, and what happens a couple days later? It's all moldy. It's aging. So when you wash all your fruits and vegetables with this type of water, it's going to anti-age it. So it's going to last longer, be crisper, taste way better because all that stuff on the outside's off of it. So what I did, I thought it'd be fun to do, is I have some food here, some tomatoes. How many of you like tomatoes? A couple of you? Okay. We're going to do the tomato test because you didn't know you were getting dinner, did you? Or is this a snack? Maybe next week we'll have some food for you. Okay. So we're going to do a little test here. We'll use a high alkaline water here. Help wash our fruits and vegetables. And then over here, we'll use our sunwater. And we'll just let that soak from it. Okay. Okay, Mario, did you get chlorine? You did. Okay, fantastic. Okay, does anyone want to be a volunteer? Nobody? That's not very nice. Someone's got to take one for the team tonight. Okay, would you come up here, please? Don't drink the tap water. Okay, go stand right there. Okay, so these are chlorine indicating drops. So these little drops are chlorine indicating drops. If it's yellow, that means there's going to be chlorine. Okay, what did we see? There's all the chlorine. See how yellow it is?
It's like you found it on the side of the road.
Okay. Yeah, I know, right? We're in the toilet. So here's the same tap water, and what I want you to do, put your hand in here for me. Put your little fingers in there. Go. Put it in the bottom a little bit more too. Okay, we need a bigger cup next time. Or some with smaller fingers. Okay, so your skin is your largest organ. It makes up 16% of our body weight. So when you put it in there, it's going to soak up the chlorine. So every time you're showering, every time you're washing your fruits and vegetables and chlorine in tap water, it's soaking in that. So you didn't realize what you just did, but thank you for taking one for the team. Yeah, you just filtered our water for us. So all that chlorine is gone. Yeah. There you are.
What is it to attract? It's attraction.
Absorbing into your skin. Your skin absorbs. When you put your skin in chlorinated water, it's able to.
Is there a chemical in your skin that's?
Well, probably. I don't know exactly. I'm not a scientist, but I can find out for you. Okay, so now that we did that, I want to go. You can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Give him a round of applause, please. And now I'm going to show you the tomatoes. And then I'll let you enjoy some of them if you like. You can kind of pass them around. Okay. So here's the tap water tomatoes here. So this is going to prolong your shelf life of your food. I found about a week to 2 weeks longer. Right? That's anything on the outside, the dirt, could be, traces of pesticides and other things on there too. So now I'm going to double cut the good ones. And you can pass these around the room if you'd like to try. So these are the tap water tomatoes, and you'll notice a difference in the flavor of the food. So if you imagine washing all your fruits and vegetables with this water, or even if you have meat, you can soak the meat in it and it tenderizes your meat.
Like beef,
Steak, chicken. If you have fish, that fishy smell on the fish, soak in the acid water, it kills the bacteria. So then you're like, oh, I don't have smelly fish anymore. It smells good. Acid number 1. Yeah,
This is the good one.
that's for the killing of the bacteria on the fish. You want to go alkaline for cleaning off dirt and other things on your food.
When you put the water in the bottles, what's the shelf life?
What's kind of cool is that it's a lot longer than the other companies was because there's no bleach. That one went right away. I want to say Dr. Paul said it was a week, but I can confirm that for you. But I think it's a week that it can go on. But rest assured, because we also have this. So this little guy here makes hypochlorous acid. So this is just our cleaning. So you put tap water in here and you shake it up and you plug it in and it makes the hypochlorous acid. So, and you can use it on your skin, you can use it on toilets, countertops. So you can make that fresh on demand anytime that you want. What do you think of those tomatoes?
You can tell it is good.
Yes, isn't that neat? Yeah, it just tastes so like you just picked it out of your garden.
And depending on where you get them.
Yep.
As to what that water looks like.
Yes. Whether they're using certain things.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness, I've had it with really.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, and one of the last things I want to talk about here is filter. Filter is very important. So on our last company, we'd always recommend an $800 pre-filter because when you ionize water, it makes things more bioavailable. So if there's arsenic in your water, if there's pesticides and glyphosates in your water, and then you ionize it without a good filter, then you get more of it concentrated in your system. So with this, Dr. Paul made a very robust filter. It's a fraction of the cost of the other one, and it lasts about 6 months to a year. So these are all the different things that are in it, and it's certified by the NSF. So then we also have a whole house filter because we want to make sure we shower in filtered water too. So this goes throughout your whole house, gets out things like mold, nitrates, scale, algae, atrazine, that's chemicals, all types of different things. And this guy's very inexpensive. It's only like $3,300 to do your whole house for 7 years. Yes.
What if your house has a water softener that's got salt?
Yeah. That's fine. We have something for you. Yeah, we have a couple other products too that work right along with that. All right, and then this is just showing you the amounts of chemicals that it gets out. And if anyone wants this PowerPoint online, just let me know. I can easily give it to you. Okay, so patented technology, no cleaning is required. So the machines can go underneath the counter or on top. So that was a big no-no in the past company. Is like if you put the machine under the counter, it voids your 5-year warranty. This one you can put it underneath or you can put it on top. It doesn't matter. Actually, we have a 7-year warranty on this unit here, which is the ultimate unit, and then we have a 5-year warranty on the H2 unit, and we'll discuss that in a minute. And we have a filter replacement every 1,000 gallons. And on the front panel, it tells you where you're at in your filter life. So it starts with 3,000 liters, and it marks down from there. So you always know how much water you have to go through. Okay, now I'll go through the different products. So this is the Mac Daddy. This is the one that makes all the different waters underneath, on top. It's all digital as well. No cleaning is required. No salts required. With financing available, we can get these things for like $130 a month. It's a tax deduction as well if you're wanting to build this business and help people with their health. So this one's $4,995. For those of you online that have another machine, maybe you have a Kangen or you have a Tyinch or whatever ionizers you have already, we're doing a trade-in or a buyback that lowers the purchase price for you. Does that make sense? You're like, oh, that sounds good. Okay, the next machine, so this is the ultimate, makes all the waters. So this one is called our H2. So this is very simple. So if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to use all the acid and alkaline and wash fruits and vegetables and those type of things, this guy right here is fantastic. It just makes filtered hydrogen water with frequencies. So if you had anxiety and stress, you wake up in the morning like, oh my gosh, I have anxiety and stress, change the frequency. This one does that too. If you do want to clean, because this one does not make cleaning water, then purchase this guy right here. This one is only $249. And if you want to purchase a machine tonight, we're going to give you one of these with it. So this one, $249 value. H2. Then we have the pitcher. So when I went to Mexico about a couple weeks ago, I took this with me and we were at the pool and we're air hydrating all the people at the pool. And you can go back to my YouTube channel and watch that. It's so funny. They're like in the mouth. And it's really cool because it lights up blue. And so people are like always drawn to it. We had dinner, we're pouring everybody water. It just makes very high powered hydrogen water. Now we do have a filter coming. So if you purchase one of these, you'll be getting a filter at no charge. That goes like here with a Brita. You can put it in there. It's about $1,100 for this unit right here. And it comes with filter. And then we have the portable bottle. So this guy here is meant to take it on the go. It's called Echo Go. So when I go anywhere, I take this little guy with me. So we can push a little button here and it's making hydrogen. Doesn't filter your water, but it makes hydrogen potent. So this would be a,
Would you use distilled water?
yeah, filter.
Instead of,
So that's only $150 for that guy right there. So those are the different options. We do have one other option, which is this one right here. It's called the server. So the server does not have a filter. So that guy there is designed to go underneath the sink. And then we put an RO system in. And we make that too. We were always told that RO water is bad for you. It's not really bad for you. That was just a story that was told to us because there was no company that can make hydrogen without making alkaline. So we was like, oh, that's terrible because it's acid. It's not true. It was just a story we were told. So this unit hooks up to RO. So we also have, if you already have RO in your house, you just get the server. It's like $1,200, and then it goes right to your refrigerator and right to your ice maker. And it can also go on the spigot. So that's the server, and that one does not have the frequencies. But we do have the ability to make frequencies with that. We just have to purchase something extra. So those are different water products. Payment options. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. 100% money back. Previous company, it was like $800 for stocking machine. This one, because we're confident you're gonna love it, there's no restocking fee. You can buy it, pay the shipping, or come to the store. You don't like it, bring it back. No issues. 100% money back guarantee. No risk. Free worldwide shipping on orders over 900. That's the shipping. That's not the duties, because there's also duties and taxes, just so you're aware. And it's safe. You can, do it online if you'd like to. All of you online. All right. We have an affiliate program with this company and with AmandaBobbett.com. So if you're excited and you want to share this, then we have a sales incentive for you, which means you sell $80,000 worth of products for here or for online. You get a trip to Mexico. I was just there. It's incredible. All you can eat, all you can drink, all inclusive, beach. There's golfing, there's dolphins, there's spa, there's zip line, there's Tulum. I mean, it is just, there's like 3 or 4 resorts on this one big property. And it was just amazing. Dr. Paul, he sent me and 3 of our staff over there to show us like, hey, this is what's coming up for the future. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can check it out. There's like a 1.5-minute video of us tooling around with our H2Go, and we're like all excited over there. So you get that. So you sell $80,000, you get all inclusive. You sell $90,000, you get airfare for 1 included. You sell $100,000, you get airfare included for 2, and all you can eat, all you can drink, and all those things. So that goes on until January. So it's really simple to do, actually, because you got us, you got all the support you need. You bring people in here, and they're like, oh, I want to drink water. Who doesn't? And they're drinking better water, and they're feeling better. We also do training and support. So Saturdays at 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, we do mindset training. We also do, and that's at my house. We also do 9 a.m. Saturday morning mindset. So right now I'm running a program called High Level Performance Club. And I typically charge $3,000 for that program. I'm doing it for free, complimentary, because I want you guys to know how your mind body works, how to get your body out of stress so you can create. So that's something I have going on right now. But you got all this training and support in the world. We do Wednesday, we do Thursday demo, and we do Saturday. So 3 times a week. And then we do Zoom trainings Wednesdays. If you also go through university, you get certified to be a wellness professional. So those of you that are online and you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds really great. Who's going to train me? There's a whole training system for you. Dr. Paul trains you on how to go out there and present this. You're confident. Okay. We're also on Telegram. All right. Now I just want to share with you a little bit more about what we have to offer here. How many of you experienced the sound frequency machine? Amazing. How many of you had lower inflammation and pain when you got off it? Almost all of you. Yeah. It is going to relax your body. So what's happening here is those plates on the bottom, that's a sound woofer. That's sound. So you stand on it and sound travels through all time and all space. So you stand on it and you can change the different vibrations. You can go low, medium, high, or ultra. I like ultra because I'm type A personality. Like I'm all in or all out. So I'm ultra. So I go on there and it just stimulates your body, and all 100 trillion cells in your body are vibrating one time. So what do you think that does if they're all vibrating and not used to vibrating? They're going to be moving more in your body. You're getting more oxygen, more nutrients, more hormones, more consistency. And then the toxins that are stored in your body are releasing. So then you got to drink the water to clear them out. Make sense? So you got the sound that comes through here. There's other machines out there. You guys are going to the gym. You're like, oh yeah, I use that machine. How many of you are like, oh, I have that machine in my gym? Not the same machine. That's like a jackhammer in concrete. It's jarring on the body. Okay, this is sound. It's very relaxing to the body. It loves it. I tried a different one before this one, and it hurt my back so bad I couldn't walk for 3 days. I was stranded almost in California. And I don't like to take pain pills, but I've been popping those Advils and ibuprofen for 3 days, thinking I'm not going to be able to make it on the plane because I decided to try something else. This one is very nice on the body. Now, on top of that, you have 700 different frequencies. So if you want to lose weight, same exact frequencies as liposuction is in this machine. It burns 240 calories in 10 minutes. That's another reason why a lot of people are losing weight coming in here. Because all those cells, it's detoxifying your cells, it's stimulating the lymphatic system to move the energy in your body, and your liver can cleanse. And then you filter your body out with the good water. So there's frequencies for diabetes, cancer, heart disease. There's 700 different frequencies, all developed through Rife. How many of you have heard of Rife? He was a gentleman that developed frequencies to kill breast cancer cells, funguses, bacteria, and then he mysteriously vanished. But we were able to take all of his frequencies and transmute them into sound, and they're in the machine. So when you go in there, you're like, it's kind of loud. You can put the muffs on, and then you're going to get your body to frequencies. And those are manufactured here locally. All right, then this one, this therapy here, this is so beneficial. Oh my gosh. For kids, for older people, for stress. So it's called the Brain Tap. And what it does is it has red light therapy and blue light therapy. Light is basically like a multivitamin for your system. So light goes in your body uses that as energy. So red light is a healing light, and blue light calms the central nervous system. There's also vibration here. So you put it on like this in the ears, and then here it has light going to the brain. The brain loves that. Then you find out what you want to do. So how many of you have a goal of having less stress? How many of you would like to sleep at night? How many of you would like to wake up in the morning and have energy? So it depends on what you want to do. Like my daughter Leilani and Jaden, they do it before they go to bed. Helps them sleep. And we program them. My youngest, Jaden, she says, Mommy, I can't read. She's 6 years old. Tell me she can't read. I'm like, what do you mean you can't read? She's like, yeah, Grandma told me I can't read, and I can't read. She's trying to read, and she's not reading. I'm like, yes, you can read. It's a belief. Someone programmed her to tell her that she couldn't read, and then she started believing she couldn't read, and she couldn't read. So you go in here, and you're like, no problem. We're going to get her program in a different program. So then reading. And the kids go on it, learning, development, reading, patterns, beliefs, confidence. It's all in there. So we have like weight loss. You got a problem with your weight? You don't eat fiber, you don't drink water, you love sugar. Once we bypass your analytical thinking mind with that little tool there, the Brain Tap, you can't think, and we program your subconscious mind, your body, to say like, ooh, I like fiber. I love water. I don't like sugar. Then you're going throughout your day, you're like, why don't I want sugar anymore? Not even consciously aware that we reprogram your whole system. So that's what happens when you take your analytical thinking mind out of the equation. So I want to explain this a little bit more because it's kind of detailed. You still follow me? You have brain wave patterns. You have beta brain waves. You've heard of that? Beta is awake and alert. So right now you're all listening to me in beta. Now if I said, hey, you're not going home today until you take this test, we're going to lock you in here. You're like, what? You're going to wake up, you're going to perk up. Now you're going to the next level of beta. Little bit more paying attention. The next level up from that is, oh my gosh, I'm driving my car, someone just cut me off, I almost stared myself off the road, and I'm panicking. That's fight or flight, that's cortisol. So that comes from your beta brainwaves. So this device here gets your beta brainwaves out of the equation. So they're not there anymore. So when you're not in stress, your body can relax. You're trying to sleep at night, you get a thought, that thought keeps to the night, and pretty soon you can't sleep if you're thinking too much. So if you don't think, you feel. And then you get right down to your subconscious mind and your delta, alpha, and theta brainwaves. You don't have pain when you sleep, do you? Pain is an option. So most of our clients that go through this, their pain is going away because they're not in beta. Beta brainwaves creates cortisol. Remember we talked about that, and gets stored in your body as inflammation. So if you get that out of there, your body relaxes and it recuperates and you're feeling better. So this is a fantastic little unit here. It's meant to do at the breakfast or morning, wake up with this. Well, afternoon, check your brain in, and then before bed, you put it to sleep. We can also check your brainwave pattern. We have an instrument over there. We put you on for 6 minutes. We can tell where your body's holding on to stress. We can tell where your pain spots are at. And then we show you how to get out of stress before and after. Very powerful. So these are only like $647 if you wanted to purchase one. Most of our clients do. This is a great little therapy. And of course, we do have our membership program. So once you decide you want to come here all the time, it's only $197 a month. You get access to our whole facility. One session in our red light therapy bed is $125 in California for one session. One session in the vibration machine at high-end spas is $100. You get the whole entire center for only $197 a whole month. For 2 people, $249. Or you can purchase them and you can take them home. Okay, then we have photobiomodulation. Say that 10 times. This is called red light therapy. So there's a bed back there. It's also really great for weight loss. Red light in this machine, because there's frequencies, it opens up the fat core and pushes the fat out to the lymphatic system. So when I went to California, they actually measure you before. They're like measuring you, and they take a picture of you. And you're like, really, in 10 minutes when you come out, my fat's gonna be melted off. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let's test it out. So sure enough, 2 inches, some areas of my body, like release it in the picture. I was like, wow, there's different differences. I can definitely tell. So that is for brain, mood support, hormone balancing, inflammation, pain, eczema, psoriasis, any kind of skin issues. Red light therapy is really great at. What is that? I don't know. Okay. Then we have our massage chair, which Tim has been there the whole time in the back. How's it feeling back there? Good. You look so happy. It must be that chair. I love it.
It's everything.
Of course. And then we have our hydrogen inhalation over there. So not only can you drink it, but you can breathe it. So people that have a hard time drinking water because they have kidney issues, their doctor says you can only drink this amount, the hydrogen inhalation is really great. Goes to the brain and goes to the lungs. So you can sit back there. You do have to purchase a cannula and then just use that while you're here for yourself. Stick it in there, put the brain tap on, breathe the gas. Now this one, the hydrogen spa, it's not working at this moment, but it would have, goes on your skin and your body uses that as helping with inflammation. It also helps to make collagen production. So that's our spa. Every Thursday night, we do the same thing. So if you're wanting to help people and you enjoy this information, then you want to come back every single Thursday. And we do the same exact presentation. So if you're also wanting to build a business, you want to make a commission or make some extra money on the side, we give 20% to our affiliates. That means you come in here, you're like, hey, my friend's going to buy that machine, and then you would actually get 20% of that. So if your friend's purchasing this, that's almost $1,000. And that is a fantastic unit. So then you can write off on your taxes as well. So every single Thursday night. Okay, so we get to make the decision to live your divine potential. That's really why we're here. So now I'd like, for those of you that have had a story, maybe this water's helped you or something in this room has helped you, I would love to hear a story. I know that Clara, she's had a big story, but she's not in here at this moment. Clara? Yes. There you are. Would you mind coming up here and telling your story and how this has helped you? Just come up here, please.
Oh, there is.
Why? I told my story Come up here,
All the way to the front?
all the way to the front.
Oh, Jesus.
This is Clara, and she's been coming into the water store here, or the store for what, about a month maybe?
About a
A
month.
month, yeah, go ahead and turn around to the camera over here. Okay, so tell us where you were, and where you're at now, and where you're going in the future. With your
Well,
health.
I just had a lot of trouble with my stomach, constipation, and also my daughter, chronic constipation. I took her to the hospital a couple of times, and she's fine. She's able to go. So I think that's a big thing for us. Huh?
How old is she?
She's 16. Yeah, and I'm 21.
Nice, wow. You gotta go on. The water, every day you drink is just a year or less. So inflammation of your colon, you notice yourself going to the bathroom.
Every day I
Every day.
will go like every third day.
Yeah, every third day. So do you feel bloated before? And
Yes, you can see me, I'm skinny.
it's true. Like my stomach goes out to here, like all the time. I'm like, what's going on? It's not a healthy environment to be in.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing.
I don't like myself in that.
Don't stop it. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Tim, would you mind coming up here and sharing your story, please? Yeah, it's just fun. I'm showing you guys online because I've seen these people when they first started coming in, and they've changed their whole entire life because of coming in. And it's fun to see your smile on your face now, and you're so happy.
I'm a lot happier.
Yeah. So tell us what went on with you.
Well, I'm in a bad place, emotionally. Physically, I hit my all-time high of weight up to 245 pounds. I've never been that big. And within the first 5 weeks coming here, I lost 25 pounds. I suffer from gout and really bad arthritis. And since I've been doing the water, I have rarely had to take any ibuprofen or Tylenol or anything like that. I just chug the water about a gallon a day and change my diet a little bit. But I mean, it's helping. I use the machines in there. I absolutely love them. The chair, it's my best friend. So, yeah, it's been about 2 months.
Yeah.
Since I'm here.
And so now you're just totally transferred. What's your goal? What are you wanting to do?
Well, stay healthy. Lose about another 20 pounds.
So Tim got a whole year membership.
I did.
He's like, I am here for a year. What's it gonna cost me?
Absolutely.
So if those of you who want a year membership, we might do some kind of a special pricing for you because you want to feel good for the rest of your life, right? I think maybe you'll get a special key so that you can
That'd
come in
be
after.
awesome.
Yeah, maybe you get a special key. Okay, cool. I think that wraps it up. There's a couple of things. New product we just got in. So we have hydrogen for your skin. So these little guys we just got in, I think yesterday or the day before. You basically put them in water and then you use it on your skin. And the hydrogen in your skin creates collagen anti-wrinkling. This is for your skin. This is for your bathtub. So if you experience arthritis, gout, inflammation, pain, put these tabs in your bathtub. And then we have the boost, which is for working out. This is clinically proven to support brain health and focus. It's all backed by science and hydrogen. So we just got this in. I'm curious. I haven't tried it yet. I keep meaning to try it, but I haven't tried it. Oh, and one more thing I want to show you. This is our EMF protection. So electromagnetic field. Those of you that have headaches, it could be that you're not even aware that your cell phone being up to your head is causing brain inflammation. So we have a big one that's for the whole building. We have the smaller ones, and we have the ones for your body to just protect you from it. Especially with children, because their brains are still developing. They don't have the blood-brain barrier yet. They do, but it's not strong. This is going to help protect them, especially when they're on their iPad all day. So that's what we have here. So that is it. If there's any questions online, if you want to look to see if there's any questions online there, we can answer some questions. Does anyone have any questions in the audience here? Any questions?
So if you hook the machine up to the tap,
Yeah.
filter taking the chlorine.
Yes. Chlorine, arsenic, bacteria, cysts, moles, glyphosates, mercury, lead, lots of chemicals, heavy metals. Yeah. Cool. All right, no questions
No
on that?
questions, yeah.
All right, well, those of you that want to comment below, share this, and then we're going to be giving away some Ukon tomorrow, some Ukon tea. So I think you'll really enjoy it. Bye, everyone.